frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
It's the snowy Northeast, where we're coming to you from. Kevin McCullough, AFA Today, AFR Talk. We're glad you're with us. And don't forget the Gospel for Asia Christmas Critter campaign, still underway. AFR.net, click on the pink button. Go Team Buffalo, or Jesus Well, or Pair of Chickens, or Goats. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at them anyway. That's the best way of all of getting involved. You'll see how good those things go. But we at AFA Today, we're definitively Team Buffalo, Water Buffalo. We're Team Water Buffalo. That's our team. Of course, I didn't ask the staff about that. I should probably do that before asserting that that's what we are. But I think we're Team Water Buffalo. You confirm that, Brent? All right. He surveyed the staff. Evidently, we are Team Water Buffalo at AFA Today. Focal Point and Fisher, I'm pretty sure they're Team Chicken. I'm just saying. You know, Jeff and Brian and Rob, yeah, they got Team Chicken written all over them. We, AFA Today, we're Team Water Buffalo. Gospel for Asia, AFR.net, click the pink button, go Team Water Buffalo. All right, so we're talking about this homeschool story out of Ohio. The state legislator believes he's hit this gold mine. This is the way we're going to put homeschoolers out of business. We're going to get social services to approve their facility to say that this is a healthy home before we allow them to homeschool. Your reaction to this, 888-589-8840. Edward is in Virginia. Hello, Edward. We're glad you're with us. Kevin McCullough, glad to be with you. What's your thought?
Thanks, Kevin, for your show and all of what you do.
Thank you.
You know, making the conservative minds think a little harder. And it's because of ministries such as yours and others on AFA that I've become informed more, along with the experiences of life, that I can take a topic as you brought up here, and I can come at it from different angles. First of all, we know without a shadow of a doubt, if you're a biblical conservative Christian, you know that this administration is totally against you, and that they cannot be trusted. I mean, that's just everything that's been done.
I generally agree with that. Yeah, no argument there.
You know that. Okay. All right. So if you take the health care that they're trying to do, universal health care, and you get a hold of it, and you can pretty much decide who lives and dies by having total control over the people's health care, then you can kill off the ones that aren't contributing or in a conservative or go against what you believe. Mm-hmm. On the kids, if you take them by the same manner of taking over the curriculum or taking over the schools and getting involved, then you take control of a whole generation and according to what they believe. And therefore, once our generation is gone, then you have a total population that believes in the way that the current administration believes. Mm-hmm. And I believe that is actually the goal of the left. Now, as far as the social services, I'm going to come to you with a different spin on how they use this. We know that
spin it on me there, brother. Come on.
We know how this administration takes, and they will say one thing to make it sound so innocent and good, but really when they actually go to implement it, it's something completely opposite.
Right.
Now, here's the spin. If you're in Virginia, and I'm sure in other states, and probably you may have experience with this or know somebody who has, if you have, say, your mother, and she comes down with Alzheimer's or dementia, you cannot afford to put her into a home, or you just decide that this is my parent, I am going to do the Christian thing and take care of her in my home is the best that I possibly can, and by the means that I have. You say as this disease progresses, you take her to the doctor for something, or it could be something outside of Alzheimer's, but you have to have her treated. The doctor at any time can say, oh, well, you're not fit to take care of her. We're gonna make you put her in a home, or we're gonna assign a social worker to you. When that social worker comes into your house, they can deem necessary, it doesn't matter what kind of power of attorney or living trust or anything that you have, they can come in and say, oh, well, your walls aren't wide enough, your doorways aren't wide enough, you need a bathroom here, you need this, and it can cost way up into the financial thousands of trying to prep that your home to be able to take care of your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, social services can use that same tactic to come into these homes for homeschoolers, and they can come up with whatever they decide it to be to show that these homes are not worthy of children being homeschooled in, and that forces you to put them into the public curriculum.
No, I think that's what the concern is here, Edward. And thank you for being a binge thinker and thinking that through. Yeah, I think there's a lot of dirty plays going on here. I think at least it has the potential to be that. I generally don't trust government further than I can kick it. And since it's big and heavy and way bigger than it's supposed to be, I can't kick it very far. So I don't end up trusting government very far. Even people that are on my team. And let me give you an example of this. Gary Bauer today. This story is on onenewsnow.com. He's like, in wake of the House Speaker John Boehner coming under fire for lashing out at fellow Republicans, Gary Bauer is saying that party leaders need to keep their differences behind closed doors. Bauer, go eat sand, brother. Look, the minute you tell me that we're going to help the other team if we discuss these differences. No, we're going to demonstrate that we're people of ideas. We're going to demonstrate that he always, here's the thing that bothers me about Bauer, is that he always talks as though being a Republican is more important than being a Christian. And I happen to know that he is a committed Christian, but they're not even anywhere close to being in the same league. I don't care if you're a Republican. What I care about is your worldview. How do you formulate your value system? That's what I care about. So I couldn't give a rip if John Boehner gets upset with Republicans and gets mad at them and calls them out, or they get mad at him and he calls them out. I want to see how much integrity the debate has to it. The thing that bothered me about Ted Cruz when he filibustered is that you had all these guys just bash him just for the fact that he was filibustering. There wasn't a substantive discussion of the actual points of his argument. And by the way, given how Obamacare has rolled out, I'm thinking his filibuster didn't look all that dumb, which everybody said that it was. But the beauty is you can have these disagreements. You can see these variances within the political spectrum. I think that's great. I don't need someone like Gary Bauer coming around telling me not to criticize Republicans because it may give the Democrats an advantage. I don't care. I'm not beholden to the Republican Party. I'm certainly not beholden to the Democratic Party. I'm on the party of Jesus. I want to see his truth take hold. I want to see his truth replace the confusion that all of the society, including a good number of Republicans, are invested in trying to steer us astray. There's an all-out offensive, the total investment strategy to get you to be confused every day. There's people pouring billions of dollars into the effort on both sides of the aisle. We need to be clear-headed people. We need to be people of immense discernment, immense insight, and then act on that. We need to act on truth. We need to amplify truth. We need to uncover the truth and scream it from the mountaintop. And in this case, I don't think there's anything but nefarious purposes intended for this homeschool bill. I think it is 100% a design to try to take down homeschoolers. 888-589-8840. Some of you happen to feel the same way. By the way, if you disagree with me, let the call screener know because we're going to put you to the front of the line. Elvin is in Texas. Hi, Elvin. Welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. So glad you're here. What's your thought?
How you doing, Kevin? It's glad to be on your show for the first time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I was just thinking, I homeschool my kids. I've been in Texas. I grew up here in Texas, East Texas, pretty much all my life. And one of the reasons why I pulled my kids out of public school, after my kids passed all the little tests they take, they were simply just sitting over in the corner doing nothing. So we pulled our kids out of public school, began to homeschool. And quite frankly, when we put them back into, private school, they were on par, either had a schedule on everything pretty much.
Yep.
And what concerns me about the people coming out to homeschoolers is they think, I guess, or they want us to think that public school is so much better or even so much safer. I would say this: if they want to, do a background check on parents to come into the house, let's say that we go and do the public school teachers the same way, and because I'm going to be here in Texas and the area so often, something will pop up on the news where pedophilia teacher this and, cafeteria worker and all the different elements that's going on with, the public school. So who's to say that the public school is so much safer than homeschooling,
Elvin, I love the way you think, brother. Because that's and you watch this same Democrat who proposes this legislation. If you went and offered him that same deal, he'd turn around and blow this up bigger than faster than you can blink. He'd say no, because the teachers unions would come after him with such fire and brimstone and how dare you and by the way, the same things that the unions would be afraid of uncovering in their own ranks in the public schools, you would find almost in 0% in the homeschools.
I agree with you 100% because most of the homeschool coalition that I was affiliated with, and I can't remember maybe it has happened, but I can't remember any of them being in trouble legally or having any problem with social services. But you look at public schools, like I said, every other week or so, something to come up, a teacher.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Tony. There's no question about that. And you know what's funny is not only are you right, you're right in a percentage that you don't even understand because there are so many homeschooling families. Like if you were to take all of the public schools in America and just list them by school, you would have, a list, a good-sized list, but that would be the X number of public schools in America. Well, for every school in America, you probably have 100 to 300 homeschooling families, which all operate as an independent, their own school. And think about the likelihood, if you were just playing percentages, that X number of homes that do homeschool would be brought up on charges of wrongdoing and bad care and all the rest of it. If there was no moral element to the equation, think about the numbers of opportunity, just the pure chances that the homeschool community in America would have the chance to do something bad versus the actual numbers of schools. And think about now the disproportionate numbers of events that come out of the public school scenarios in which they make headlines, in which teachers are having sex with their students, they're molesting their students, they're raping their students, they're going to jail because they have inappropriate affairs with their students, they're doing all kinds of things. Like you said, Elvin, almost every other week there's a new story, some teacher somewhere doing something. And that doesn't mean all public school teachers are bad. Look, if you've got a desire to teach in the public school system and you're a decent and moral human being, I give you all kinds of kudos because that's a hard environment to be in. But why come after without question, the single most successful set of educators in America? And you look at the test scores of homeschooled students and you put them up against the test scores of any other school system in the country, and they are going to outshine everybody almost every time. I was homeschooled for about 4 years before my mom got cancer and got really serious and ended up dying. And I did pretty well in my college entrance exams. I got into, I was eligible to go to several really good schools that were, academically intense. My cousin, who's, I don't know, 11, 13, maybe 18 years younger than me, at age 16, she aced her SAT, 1600. Yeah, whatever. Give me a hard test next time. And that's the quality. Like I was the dumb kid in homeschool, and I did well. The really smart kids in homeschool, they're knocking records down in terms of what they can do. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Let's go to New Mexico because Tony has been patient there. Tony, welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate being on with you.
Yeah, good to have you.
Well, I just wanted to bring up a few talking points, maybe not go too deep on each of them, but socialization in the public schools. First, let me say we homeschool two girls, a 7th grader and a 1st grader. We have from the very beginning, and we've loved it. Our girls absolutely would outscore the public school counterparts in the area that we live in. I'm not saying that to brag, but it's true. They get one-on-one from us every single day.
Right.
So it should be expected. And the material that we get to teach isn't restricted to the public school, which, as you know, they've been taking God out of everything. So God is out of history. He's out of science. He's out of the Pledge of Allegiance. And, you know, as far as socialization goes, I want to just say, you know, there's so much junk and trash on television and in music that kids are exposed to. And you know, in some cases, they can't help it. They've got parents that bring it right into them. And I'd just like to say, here's an example. We have a friend who's 7th
Tony,
grade daughter.
I appreciate your passion. We're just out of time, brother, and thank you for the points you already made. There's lots more callers. Straight ahead, AFA Today, AFR Talk. Thanks for being here. Stay with us.